Greetings, everyone. Well, today we have kind of a random assortment of, well, mostly Blu-rays and one DVD set. I guess the DVD set I could have done with one of the previous updates, but I kind of forgot about it until I'd already filmed that one. Oh well, that's what happens when you leave updates until months after the fact. It's easy to overlook stuff. Anyway, most of this is stuff that doesn't quite fit into other categories, or, well, I mean, not to say that they don't have their own genres, but just they don't really fit into, group categories that I can sort of group things together. So it's just kind of a random assortment of stuff today, no particular genre. Yeah, so let's see what I got today on the Multimedia Chronicles. Welcome back. Alrighty, so starting at the top, I'm not usually one for musicals, but once in a while, I am. Yeah, generally I don't really care for musicals, but certain ones just hold a kind of appeal for me that I can't really pinpoint. Maybe it's just because I like the music or I like the particular artist that it features, such as Prince! Purple Rain. Yeah, I bet you didn't know I like Prince. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't call myself like an uber fan of Prince, but I do enjoy his music and I respect him as an artist. And I know that this one in particular is considered, one of his creative high points. So, yeah, I'd never actually seen Purple Rain before. I'd seen bits and pieces of it before, and of course I'd heard a lot of the music from it and really liked it. And I know that this is largely the movie that, he became known as his purpleness and whatnot. So, sort of semi-autobiographical, I guess an overly dramatized, fictionalized account of his story and such. So, it has that personal touch to it that I find interesting. And I just like the music of Prince. What can I say? Not to mention the fact I got this at the summer blowout sale at Walmart for $5. So come on, Prince Purple Rain on Blu-ray for $5? Why the hell not? Sounds good to me. And this is actually quite a nice deluxe edition as well. In terms of special features, we have commentary by director Albert Magnoli, producer Robert Cavallo, and cinematographer Donald E. Thorin. Fifth Avenue, The Road to Pop Royalty. Visit the nightclub where Prince started. Purple Rain Backstage Pass, behind the scenes. Riffs, Ruffles, and a Revolution, the impact and influence of Purple Rain. MTV Premiere Party, original broadcast. 8 music videos. Let's Go Crazy, Take Me With You, When Doves Cry, I Would Die For You, Baby I'm a Star, Purple Rain, Jungle Love, The Bird, and Sex Shooter. And then there's also a movie trailer gallery of other Prince films. Pretty cool. So if you're a Prince fan, this is definitely one to pick up for sure. And we got, yeah, looks like most of the special features are standard def. I'm guessing they just kind of carry over from one of the old DVD releases. But, yeah, very cool. And actually, Gene Siskel from Siskel and Ebert at the Movies, a little review here says, one of the best combinations of rock music and drama, 4 stars. There you go. Even Siskel liked it. So, pretty cool. I've not actually sat down and watched it all the way through. I just kind of looked at some bits and pieces of it. And, it looks great from what I saw. And, of course, the most important thing in a music movie is how does it sound? And, well, it sounded pretty damn good to me. What kind of encoding do we have here? Well, we got Dolby Digital Plus, English 5.1, and Dolby True HD, English 5.1. So, I think Dolby True HD is Dolby's lossless compression, if I remember correctly. Anyway, yeah, so Prince Purple Rain for $5. Can't go wrong there. Next up is yet another one of those movies that people had been telling me about for years and I just hadn't got around to seeing yet. So I saw it at Shoppers Drug Mart, of all places. They have a little DVD and Blu-ray section there. And it was only $10, and I thought, well, hey, what the heck, let's check it out. I'm, of course, talking about Requiem for a Dream. This has got to be one of the single most depressing movies I've ever seen in my entire life. It was fantastic. Yeah, essentially, this was another one where I kind of went in cold. I really didn't know what this movie was about at all. I just really liked the cast in it. It got Ellen Burstyn, Jared Leto, Jennifer Connelly, and Marlon Wayans in a very surprising, dramatic turn. Yeah, who knew? Jared Leto, of course, I remember from My So-Called Life, where he played Jordan Catalano, the object of the main character's teenage lust and desire and love, apparently. But yeah, again, Jared Leto in this plays quite a different character from what you may be familiar with if you've seen My So-Called Life. Ellen Burstyn, I think she was nominated for an Academy Award for her performance in this. She won an Academy Award for her performance in this. Okay, then. Well, that's no surprise, because she really does turn in a fantastic performance here. And then, of course, Jennifer Connelly. I am just a sucker for anything with Jennifer Connelly. I am absolutely head over heels in love with that woman. I think she's just fantastic. Yeah, so great stuff. What do we got here for extras? I think we have nothing. Yeah, this is a bare bones release. This is basically one of the Canadian Alliance releases. The transfer quality was okay. Honestly, it wasn't anything to write home about, much like a lot of the other Canadian Alliance releases. No evidence of post-production digital tampering like DNR or edge enhancement or anything like that. It just looked a bit soft and lacked a lot of the finer definition you come to expect from Blu-ray. But, perfectly watchable, and it is the director's cut as well, which I understand is superior to the theatrical cut. And man, it is just such a powerful, powerful film. I was really blown away by it. I can't possibly say enough good things about it. But it's definitely not going to be everybody's cup of tea, because it is very heavy going and very depressing and very dark. I mean, essentially the crux of the story is the effects of drug abuse. And it follows these young people and one of their mothers, and how they all basically get hooked on different types of drugs, and how it completely destroys their lives. So the whole movie is just one constant downward spiral into oblivion. I mean, it's really, really rough stuff. And the thing is, you don't look at these characters as just like, oh, there's just a bunch of stupid druggies, they're dumb. So the stereotypical cliched viewpoint far too many people seem to have about people who are addicted to drugs, which is very sad, because I mean, anybody could find themselves in that kind of situation given the right set of circumstances. It's just like any one of us could find ourselves homeless given the right set of circumstances. I mean, life can change in unexpected ways when you least expect it. And this movie is a perfect example of that, and showing how, in this case, drug abuse can destroy your lives. Because all these characters have these grand dreams and ambitions and ideas of what they want to be and how they want to succeed in life, but they get involved with drugs, and it just completely takes over their lives. And it shows that process, and how they start off all having potential and promise, and then all just going down the tubes. But yeah, really fantastic film, and I was very, very impressed by it. Next up, we have one really changing gears. This is a really random selection here. I'm sure you'll agree. We go from musical to incredible drama to kind of sci-fi type stuff here. This was actually a gift from my mom when she came out. She picked up a few things for me, just as a gift. And this particular one was I guess a new release at the time, and she hadn't seen it, I hadn't seen it, so she thought, well, I'll buy Sean the Blu-ray, and if he likes it, he can keep it. If he doesn't, he can sell it, and if I like it, I'll buy it on DVD. So, excuse me, I am talking about Source Code. Yeah, pretty good. This is another one of those kind of head-trippy sci-fi movies. If you liked Inception, you probably like Source Code. It's got, a similar kind of, you have to pay attention to kind of pick up all the little clues going on. I'd also say if you like Memento, you might like this as well, because this is essentially a story where a guy is just through some crazy science that I don't pretend to fully understand, is able to go back in time and relive this same 10 minutes, I believe. Is it 10 minutes or 20 minutes? I can't, it doesn't even tell you on the back. But anyway, to relive the same short period of time where a train was blown up, and the powers that be have determined that this train blowing up was just the first phase of a terrorist attack. So they keep sending him back to figure out who did that who blew up the train, and try to stop him, or at least get information about what the next phase is, so they can put a stop to it before it gets out of control. So it raises a lot of interesting philosophical questions about, it very much draws upon the whole quantum theory idea of parallel timelines and alternate timelines resulting from the decisions we make and such. So it's essentially every time he goes back, something is different, or he changes something, and that's essentially a different timeline and stuff like that. And it gets very complicated, and you really have to pay attention. But I really enjoyed this a lot. Actually, I thought it was very well put together, and I thought Jake Gyllenhaal did a fantastic job. And it's kind of funny because I saw this, and then I picked up Donnie Darko a little while after, and kind of got to go back to the beginning of his career there, and then got to see him all growed up, and then back to him as a teenager. But I think Jake Gyllenhaal is an awesome actor, and I really haven't seen him in very much stuff. Basically, just those two movies, completely coincidentally, almost back to back. But I definitely recommend Source Code if you're looking for a little bit of a head trippy sci-fi movie. But it's very good stuff. So here we have special features. We've got audio commentary, cast and crew insights, expert intel, focal points, did you know, and tales of time travel. I don't think I've actually watched any of the extras on this yet. I will have to do that because this was really good stuff. And then inside we don't have anything special. Come on, spin around. It's not going to spin. There we go. Okay. We basically have a good old eco case, which everybody loves, and just some nice disc art on the disc there, and that's basically it. And I guess to show you Requiem for a Dream. Spin! Yeah, I'll just take it out and spin it myself. Yeah, Requiem for a Dream, we basically just have the reversible French cover and just some nice disc art there. So, very good stuff. And Purple Rain, we have nothing. We just have some, again, some pretty nice disc art, and just the keep your firmware up to date important notice, and nothing else in there. No interior art or anything. So, pretty basic. The main thing with the Purple Rain set, of course, is the disc-based content, which is quite extensive. Now, last but certainly not least, this is another one I picked up during the summer blowout sale. Season 2 of Lexx, which is a really twisted, tongue-in-cheek sci-fi adventure series. It lasted 4 seasons. The first season, much like Tech War, was basically 4 TV movies. Now, I had seen the 4 TV movies several times, and I used to own them on DVD, but I actually sold them a while back because there was a period where Lexx was out of print, so I was able to get some pretty decent coin for them. And so I still need to. So I didn't buy season 1 in the re-release because I've seen season 1 so many times. What I really wanted to see was seasons 2, 3, and 4, which continue the story from the end of the miniseries. And so I've only watched the first couple episodes on this so far, but definitely enjoying it. And it's a really good, quirky, just bizarre sci-fi series. I mean, it does have that epic sci-fi story quality. There is an overarching story arc that runs throughout the series, which is great. So there's lots of nice continuity. But it is quite violent. There is some nudity. I'm sure none of you have any problems with either of those things. And it's just got a great story and a really quirky cast of characters, which I really like. And once again, being an Alliance Canadian release, we have the good old clip trays. This, I think, was the first set I bought that had the clip trays. And there you can see the third disc is like jammed in between there, so we got to be real careful. And with the 2 discs here, there's still space. So yeah, I don't know. It's kind of annoying. I really wish that Alliance wouldn't do that, but they do. And what can I tell you? There you go. Nice little display there. Alrighty, so Purple Rain, Requiem for a Dream, Source Code, and Lexx. I like how the French for source code is just code source. Source code, code source. Yeah, that sounded French. Anyway, that's it. Some random selections for the collection. Selections for the collection. There we go. Alrighty, well that is it from me to you for now. So until next time, thanks for watching, and sayonara. Today on the Multimedia Chronicles. I'm so trying to hold that in until I finish talking.